Welcome back. It's now time for Midday Sports.
Despite suffering a recent 5-0 series sweep to Australia in their T20 series, West Indies white ball captain Shai Hope says they are ready for their 3-match T20 international series against Pakistan, which bowls off this evening in Lauderhill, Florida at 7 p.m. Jamaica time.
We've got to put our focus into what we're going to do against the Pakistani opposition. We got our plans already. We're going to make sure that we focus in hard on them, and the biggest thing that they keep mentioning is execution. So as long as that execution is 10 times better, I'm sure we're going to win this series.
Meanwhile, Johnson Charles and Alec Athanaze have been called up as replacements for the injured pair of Brandon King and Shimron Hitmar. It's also understood that fast bowler Shamar Joseph will replace Alzar Joseph, who is being rested. Pakistan have beaten West Indies in 6 of their 7 bilateral T20 series since 2011. The last West Indies victory over Pakistan in a T20 international was a 7-wicket victory in April 2017 at the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad and Tobago. Sunshine girl Romela Aken George has been receiving high praises after announcing her retirement from the Suncorp Super Netball League. The announcement was made on Instagram by her former club, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Aken George brings to an end an 18-season career in the league. Netball Jamaica Vice President Simone Forbes, who played alongside Aken George in the Sunshine Girls team when she made her debut in 2005, described her as a once-in-a-lifetime athlete.
I remember playing in the game against England, and I remember she playing, and I remember saying to her, you know, when I would give her the ball, I would say, you can shoot, you can do this, you can shoot, they can't mark you. And to see how much she has grown as a player, as a human being, as a mom, I'm amazed.
Netball Jamaica President Karen Baugh also weighed in on Aken George's retirement.
She has been one of those trailblazers who has excelled, not just on the local scene, not just on the club scene, on the international scene.
Aken George holds the record for the most games played across both the Suncorp Super Netball League and former ANZ Championship, with 245 appearances to her name and 4 premiership titles. It remains unclear whether Aken George will continue to represent Jamaica in international competition. And finally, all Jamaican female athletes heading to the World Championships in Tokyo in September will now have to be tested for the SRI gene after the World Athletics Council approved the new regulations concerning eligibility conditions to compete in the female category for world ranking competitions. The new regulations come into effect on September 1, 2025, and will be applied to the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan, that begins on September 13. According to a release on Tuesday by the World Governing Body for Track and Field, all athletes wishing to compete in the female category at the World Championships are required to undergo a once-in-a-lifetime test for the SRI gene, a reliable proxy for determining biological sex. This is to be conducted via a cheek swab or blood test, whichever is more convenient. The testing protocol will be overseen by member federations, in this case, the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, the J3A. The new regulations follow recommendations from the Gender Diverse Athletes Working Group approved by Council in March 2025. The working group spent over a year studying developments in law, science, sports, and society concerning gender diverse athletes. I'm Christopher Scott, and that is your Midday Sports Report.
Thank you, Christopher, and that's the Midday News Package. I'm Kerry-Ann Simpson. Join us at 7 for Primetime News. On behalf of the news, sports, and production teams, good afternoon.